What's up, guys? Thanks for tuning in. So when you live in an RV full-time in Florida and you try to find a spot to stay during the winter, it can be extremely difficult. So difficult that we actually could not find a spot to stay for 1 week in February, for the first week of February. There was absolutely no spots available. We ended up having to stay at a private RV resort, which is definitely not our style, not what we like to do at all. So we decided, you know what, it'd probably be a good week to take a vacation. So that's what we're doing. We got a couple of days. We're headed to Fort Pickens right now, up by Pensacola. So that's where we're on the way to now. We're going to hit Torrilla State Park on the way back. So we're going to knock off a few more counties on our Florida map and just enjoy some time up in the panhandle, since couldn't find anywhere to stay down close to home. So you guys stay tuned. Alright, so we met up with some friends of ours at Fort Pickens for a few days. So Fort Pickens is part of the Gulf Islands National Seashore. Beautiful little island just south of Pensacola. The Naval Air Station is just to the north of it, so you get to see some jets flying over from time to time. The Blue Angels actually start practicing there in March, so if you're there after March, good chance you'll get to see the Blue Angels flying around practicing. When we arrived at Fort Pickens, you go through the check-in gate and you have about a 4-mile drive to get back to the campground. Really cool drive. I mean, it's a real narrow strip of land, so you have the Gulf of Mexico on your left, you have Pensacola Bay on the right, beautiful white sand beaches. And as you get toward the end of that, then you'll break off and you'll see the check-in for the campground, and then you can go on in and find your site. sites there all seem really good. I mean, not a whole lot of shade in some of them, but there are some that have some beautiful live oak trees that kind of offer some shade. We got lucky enough and found two sites side by side, so friends of ours that were meeting there got to camp right beside us, which made it super convenient. We had that kind of common area between the two sites where the kids could meet and play and hang out, so that was fun.
Now, we stayed in Loop A, and it was a little bit separate from the other loops, and we took a drive through the other section, and we definitely think that Loop A was the better loop.
Yeah, the other loops B and C were definitely a lot more open and seemed a little tighter. Not a lot of space in between sites, so.
I don't think one of them didn't have electrical water.
I think there might have been a B, C, D, and one of them was only available for tent campers.
Yeah.
Right. But definitely Loop A is your going to be your preferred loop if you stay there, for sure. It was a really nice loop. You could hear the ocean, you know, in the evening time, so just a real peaceful environment out there.
And you're close enough to walk down to the beach too, which we did one evening and caught a beautiful sunset.
Yep, sunset there was amazing. Super clear evening, so we got to see a really nice sunset. So the first day when we arrived, we actually went down, took a hike on one of the trails that actually led down to a beach on the bay side. So you kind of walk down over a little sand dune at the end of the trail, and it took you right down to just a beautiful beach right on the bay. The water was crystal clear, just a beautiful little area there to hang out. So she was not so happy because there was no chance she was getting in the pool with the iguanas in there. Not a far hike either. How long did it hike?
Just under a mile. And then after we did that, we went back, had some lunch, and went and checked out the Discovery Center.
The Discovery Center was really neat. There's like a little video that they play that gives you kind of the history of Fort Pickens, which was very educational, and highly recommend checking out that video before you actually go tour the fort. That way it'll give you a little perspective, kind of points out some things to look for while you're walking around doing the tour. Why you drive right through the gates of Fort Pickens. Wow.
It's a modified castle design with bastions extending from each of the corners and a surrounding ditch or dry moat. The landward side is protected by a separate wall and a long sloping hill called the glacis. 4 walls.
I really enjoyed that video that they give you there at the Discovery Center before you go tour the fort. The following day, we decided to go ahead and go down and go ahead and tour the fort, which was really impressive.
They said that like damage they're carrying too much like a movie.
Oh! Yeah, I'm fine.
mean, this fort's big. We went to Fort Morgan over in Alabama. We've been to the fort in St. Augustine, and the fort there at Fort Pickens was actually quite a bit larger compared to those. You like that fort?
Yeah.
What was your favorite part at the fort? Or the big cannon?
Oh yeah, the big cannon.
Yeah, Dylan was a big fan of the big cannon. As you walk around and go up to the top of the fort, there's a giant cannon on top. I think the biggest thing if you're going to go to Fort Pickens, try to make sure you bring everything with you, because it is a pretty long way to get from the campground back off the island up into town to get any kind of supplies. There's a Publix there in town, but you're looking at, you're looking at close to 40-45 minutes drive time round trip just to get there and back. So try to make sure to bring everything with you and make things a lot easier.
I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe and ring the bell so you'll get notifications when new videos come out. Bye guys.
All right, we'll catch you guys down the road.